So good morning to all. In last class already I discussed about the SSB generation methods. There are three types of SSB generation methods. The first one is filter or frequency discrimination method. Second one is phase shift method. Third one is Weaver's method, which is also called third method. Already I told you why it is called frequency discrimination method. So in frequency discrimination, we generally have product modulator. Product modulator. At the output of product modulator, we have a band pass filter to generate SSB modulated wave. At the output of product modulator, generally we have DSB SC signal. DSB SC signal. From that delivered DSB SC signal to generate SSB modulated wave, we pass the DSB SC signal through band pass filter. So to eliminate one band, that is either upper side band or lower side band. So this is the generalized principle for first method. Now we discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of this first technique. So note down the advantages. Advantages. Note down the first advantage. It gives the sideband suppression up to 50 decibels. It gives the sideband suppression up to 50 decibels. So it perfectly suppresses the sideband up to 50 decibels, which is generally required. So that is the first advantage. And the second advantage is the sideband filters also helps to attenuate carrier if present in output of balanced modulator. Already in this above technique, we use balanced modulator. What is the output of balanced modulator? The output of balanced modulator is DSB-SC, that is double sideband with suppressed carrier. If there is any carrier is present, that carrier is also suppressed with the help of filter, because we use the band pass filter at the output of balanced modulator. So if there is any carrier present at the output of balanced modulator, that is suppressed with the help of band pass filter. So that is one of the advantage. So what is the first advantage? In this technique, we suppress one side band up to 50 decibels, So it is normally required suppression. So that's why this method is important. So the second advantage is, in this, if there is any carrier present in the first block, that is balanced modulator output, that carrier is suppressed with the help of band pass filter. That is another advantage. Note down the third advantage. Third advantage is bandwidth is sufficiently flat and wide. Always we maintain bandwidth as a flat response. Already you observe in EDC for amplifier circuits, you have a flat response. From where to where we have a flat response? From FL to FH. That is a lower frequency to higher frequency, which is also called upper cutoff frequency and lower cutoff frequency. What is the bandwidth? In frequency response of amplifiers, we have a bandwidth. We calculate the bandwidth by using FH minus FL. Already in EDC lab, you observe that bandwidth of CA amplifier or CC amplifier like that. So for that bandwidth, the flat response, you observe the flat response. So that's why here also we got a bandwidth as a flat response and wide response. So that is one of the advantage. So coming to the disadvantages. Already you know the circuit itself consists of number of blocks. So at the first stage here we use two, that is a double stages. If you observe the circuit, here we use double stages. Why here we use double stages? Two-stage SSB modulation. Why here we use two-stage SSB modulation? I discuss about one point. What is that point? In yesterday's class, already I told you why here we use two-stage SSB modulator. What is the importance by putting two-stage? So with the help of single stage also you got SSB wave. But here in the first technique, here we use a two stage. Why here we use a two stage? Respond anyone? Respond anyone? Why here we use two stages?
To increase the frequency separation.
To increase the frequency. Which frequency? Carrier
Difference.
frequency. Yes, correct. Difference between modulating signal, that is message signal, to carrier frequency. Here we increases the number of stages. Here we increases the number of stages. Then only we got perfect Q factor. So already we discussed in previous class. Whenever we have perfect Q factor, that is a good quality factor, then the circuit generates a good modulated SSB modulated wave. So to increase the high quality factor, here we use the two stages. That is, here the difference between modulating signal and carrier signal is increases by putting two stages. Already I discussed with some example. At the first stage, if we have a 300 kilohertz carrier, at the second stage, if we use a 350 kilohertz, if the message signal is 5 kilohertz, then after passing the second stage, the difference is increases. So therefore, so that we can increase the quality factor. So that's why by putting two stages, we got a good SSB modulated wave. We got good SSB modulated wave. So that is the one of the advantage of this technique. So by putting two stages, the circuit becomes bulky. So that is disadvantage. That is disadvantage. And what is the second disadvantage? At a lower audio frequencies, it requires very expensive filters. At lower audio frequencies, it requires very expensive filters. And the third disadvantage is as modulation takes place at lower frequency, repeated mixing is required. Repeated mixing is required. If the difference is very low, then the quality factor is very less. Then we does not got perfect SSB modulated wave. So to got perfect SSB modulated wave, the number of stages must be increasing. If the number of stages increases, the circuit becomes bulky and cost. So therefore, that is also one drawback of this technique. It acts as advantage and disadvantage. What is the advantage? By increasing the quality factor, we got good SSB modulated wave. But what is the drawback? By increasing the number of stages, the circuit becomes bulky and cost. The circuit becomes bulky and cost. That is the drawback. So these are the advantages and disadvantages for first technique. What is the first method? Filter method, which is also called frequency discrimination method. Now put a second side heading, that is phase discrimination method. Phase discrimination method. What are these circuits? These circuits are SSB modulators. That is, to generate SSB modulated wave, we use these techniques. We use these techniques. Second method, put aside heading, phase discrimination method. Phase discrimination method. Draw the block diagram. Draw the block diagram. What is the construction of circuit? The circuit consists of two balanced modulators, M1 and M2. The circuit consists of two balanced modulators, M1 and M2. And we have two phase networks. We have two phase shift networks. We have two phase shift networks. And to generate the carrier, we have a high frequency local oscillator. To generate high frequency carrier, we use local oscillator. You observe one point, always carrier is generated from local oscillator. Already I told you oscillator is a circuit which is used to generate sinusoidal frequencies according to our requirement. That is the number of the components used inside the oscillator. Oscillator means it is a tuning circuit which is constructed with the help of inductors and capacitors. By changing the inductors and capacitors, the generated frequency is varies. But here the carrier is very high frequency. So to generate high frequency carriers, we use local oscillators. So that local oscillator is applied to first balanced modulator and second balanced modulator, but it is applied to second balanced modulator through 90 degrees phase shift. So therefore the signal here becomes AC sine 2 pi f ct. AC sine 2 pi f ct. For the first balanced modulator, the signal is applied as it is. So that is AC cos 2 pi f ct. AC cos 2 pi f ct. But for second balanced modulator, the signal is applied with 90 degrees phase shift. Therefore, it becomes AC sine 2 pi f ct. AC sine 2 pi f ct. The output of two balanced modulators is connected to summer. It performs addition and subtraction. It performs addition and subtraction of the outputs delivered from balanced modulators. So the second technique is phase discrimination circuit. The circuit itself consists of two balanced modulators, which is represented with M1 and M2. And here we use two phase shift circuits. And we have one local oscillator to generate high frequency carrier. Finally, here we use adder circuit. So this is the construction of phase discriminator method. Now observe the circuit. Coming to the operation. Here message signal. Message signal is connected at the first balanced modulator, which is considered as M of t. And the carrier signal applied to first balanced modulator is AC cos 2 pi f ct. AC cos 2 pi f ct. Already you know at the balanced modulator output we have DSBSC signal. That is Y1 of t is a DSBSC signal. Y1 of t is a DSBSC signal. Y2 of t is also a DSBSC signal. That is by multiplying M of t and carrier signal. By multiplying M of t and carrier signal, we have DSBSC signal. Already you know that signal. Now, what is the output of first balanced modulator? We considered it as Y1 of t, which is a product of M of t and AC cos 2 pi f ct, which is a product of M of t and AC cos 2 pi f ct. Now coming to Y2 of t. This M of t is not directly connected to balanced modulator. It is shifted by 90 degrees. That is, it is out of phase signal for the message signal, original message signal. How we can represent out of phase signal? M cap of t. So for the second balanced modulator, we have M cap of t, that is out of phase message signal. And what is the another signal? AC sine 2 pi f ct. Now what is Y2 of t? Y2 of t is a product of M cap of t and AC sine 2 pi f ct. Here the spectrum is equally occupies on both sides. With the application of these two balanced modulators, the spectrum is equally occupies. That is the band pass filter. After passing through balanced modulator, the spectrum becomes FC and FC plus FM. Here also it becomes FC and FC plus FM. But here the magnitudes are the magnitudes are same, but there is a difference in phase. If you observe the analysis, then you easily understand this topic. So coming to mathematical analysis, first you observe the modulating signal M of t and carrier signal are applied to first balanced modulator, which produce DSBSC signal, DSBSC signal. So the spectrum, how the spectrum lies here? It can symmetrically spaced about the carrier frequency. Already you know DSBSC signal, that is double sideband with suppressed carrier. That is, we have FC at the middle. Upper side we have FC plus FM. Lower side we have FC minus FM. That is called equally, symmetrically spread signal. Now coming to the second balanced modulator. It is shifted by 90 degrees and applied to M2. So therefore it becomes M cap of T. It is also symmetrically occupied. That is FC, FC plus FM and FC minus FM. Here what is meant by symmetrically spaced? Symmetrically spaced is nothing but at the middle we have carrier frequency FC. Upper side we have FC plus FM. Lower side we have FC minus FM. That is called symmetrically spaced. So at the output of every balanced modulator, we have DSBSC signal. Now coming to the output of first balanced modulator. Here observe one point. The outputs of balanced modulator are identical in amplitude spectra, but phase spectra may be vector addition or subtraction. Phase spectra may be vector addition or subtraction. This is observed with mathematical analysis. So that's why you observe mathematical analysis. For that purpose, consider C of t as AC cos 2 pi FCT. Do the analysis. Note down the analysis. Let us consider the carrier wave C of t is AC cos 2 pi FCT. AC cos 2 pi FCT. And message signal M of t is AM cos 2 pi FMT. AM cos 2 pi FMT. Observe the circuit. What is the output of first balanced modulator? Output of first balanced modulator. So this is considered as M1. So output of M1 represented with Y1 of t. Y1 of t. So first you calculate Y1 of t. That is the output of first balanced modulator. M1 is Y1 of t equal to what is that one? M of t into C of t. What is M of t? M of t is AM cos 2 pi FMT. What is C of t? C of t is AC cos 2 pi FCT. So you multiply that one. So according to cos A cos B, we have AC AM by 2 cos A minus B plus cos A plus B. Cos A minus B plus cos A plus B. Now, after that you calculate the second signal, that is Y2 of t. What is Y2 of t? Output of second balanced modulator. What is the inputs for second balanced modulator? M cap of t and AC sin 2 pi FCT. Here what is M cap of t? We have 90 degrees phase shift. That's why it can be written as AM sin 2 pi FMT. AM sin 2 pi FMT. In previous case, we considered it as AM cos 2 pi FMT, but here after 90 degrees phase shift, the signal becomes M cap of T. So therefore, it can be considered as AM sin 2 pi FMT. AM sin 2 pi FMT. So the local oscillator output does not directly gives to second balanced modulator. It is also 90 degrees phase shift. So that's why the signal becomes sin 2 pi FCT. Sin 2 pi FCT. So therefore Y2 of T equal to ACAM by 2, ACAM by 2, sin A sin B. Cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. So therefore, we can written it as cos 2 pi into Fc minus Fm into T minus cos 2 pi into Fc plus Fm into T. If you observe these two equations, y1 of t and y2 of t, the amplitudes are same. The amplitudes are same. That is, which have the amplitude of AC AM by 2. AC AM by 2. But there is a small difference, which is a sign difference. Which is a sign difference. That is considered as phase difference. That is considered as phase difference. Already at the output of two balanced modulators, we have a adder circuit. So that is y1 of t and y2 of t is connected to that circuit, that block. Then it generates addition or subtraction. Addition or subtraction. If we add two signals y1 of t plus y2 of t, y1 of t plus y2 of t, then this term becomes eliminated. That is Fc plus Fm term is eliminated. Then finally we have AC AM cos 2 pi into Fc minus Fm into T. Observe here, what is y1 of t? Y1 of t is a balanced modulator, first balanced modulator output. If you observe this expression, what are the terms here we have? Fc plus Fm, this is upper side band, and Fc minus Fm, this is lower side band. So that's why we can say that at the output of first balanced modulator, we have DSB-SC signal. DSB-SC signal. What is the procedure here we done? M of t and C of t is multiplied. So what are the two signals? Message signal and carrier signal. These two signals are connected to balanced modulator. The balanced modulator is a product multiplier. So at the output of product multiplier, here we got a DSB-SC signal. DSB-SC signal, that is upper side band and lower side band. Similarly, for second balanced modulator also, here we have upper side band and lower side band. Now to generate SSB signal, what is our main aim? We must suppress either upper side band or lower side band. We must suppress either upper side band and lower side band. When we suppress perfectly, if we add or subtract, then we can easily suppress one side band. So therefore, at the output of balanced modulators, we connect a adder or subtractor circuit. Whenever we perform addition, then we got ACAM into cos 2 pi into Fc minus Fm into T. What is Fc minus Fm? Already you know it is a lower side band. Now coming to when we perform subtraction. If we perform subtraction, we got ACAM into cos 2 pi into Fc plus Fm. It represents upper side band. It represents upper side band. From these two expressions, we can observe here one sideband is eliminated. One sideband is eliminated. That is, at the output here we generate SSB modulated wave. Here how we can eliminate? With the help of phase shift. With the help of phase shift. Here the main signal is m of t. Here we consider the another signal without of phase, that is considered as m cap of t. So with the help of phase shift, finally we generate SSB modulated wave. So that's why it is called SSB. That's why it is called phase discrimination method. Phase discrimination method. But in the earlier technique, that is in previous technique, we got a frequency discrimination. We can change in frequency. We can change only frequency. We cannot change the phase. So that's why the second technique is called phase discrimination. The first technique is called frequency discrimination. Now coming to the advantages of this technique. One sideband along with carrier is suppressed, that is first advantage. And here there is no need of use very sharp cutoff filters. Very sharp cutoff filters. There is no need of use very sharp cutoff filters. And the third advantage is choice of addition or subtraction of modulator output gives upper or lower side band. ఇక్కడ మనం ఏదైనా చేసుకోవచ్చు, ఎడిషన్ సబ్ట్రాక్షన్ చేసినా ఒక బ్యాండ్ కట్ అవుతుంది. అలానే అనదర్ వైజ్ subtraction, if we perform a subtraction operation, then also we can eliminate one side band. So that is choice of addition or subtraction of modulator output gives upper or lower side bands. Now coming to the drawbacks. Circuit is complex compared to previous one, and it is also expensive. Circuit is complex and expensive. And the second main drawback is the phase shifter should produce exact phase shift of 90 degrees. When we got out of phase signal, whenever the signal have 90 degrees out of phase with original signal, but practically it is not possible. It is difficult to design to generate 90 degrees out of phase signal. Practically it is difficult to design 90 degrees out of phase signal. That's why this is one of the drawback for this technique. Now coming to third method, that is Weaver's method. Weaver's method, which is also called third method. Now put aside heading Weaver's method. Why it is called Weaver circuit? In 1950s, the scientist D.K. Weaver invented this circuit, that is generation for SSBSC. We call this method as also SSBSC. What is SSBSC? Single sideband with suppressed carrier. If we know simply as SSB, then it is also a SSBSC. ఇక్కడ మనకి ఏం జనరేట్ అవుతుందమ్మా సిగ్నల్ ఓన్లీ సింగిల్ సైడ్ బ్యాండ్ జనరేట్ అవుతుంది. సో దట్స్ వై వి కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ SSB. Otherwise, in sometimes in exam he can mention as SSBSC. Then you don't confuse what is SSB and SSBSC. Both are similar. SSBSC means sideband, single sideband with suppressed carrier. Who invented this technique? D.K. Weaver. So that's why this method is called Weaver's method. In 1950, he invented this technique. What is the purpose, main advantage of this technique? This method eliminates the limitations of using sharp band pass filters. ఇక్కడ మనం ఫేజ్ షిఫ్టర్స్ అవన్నీ కూడా యూస్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. 90 degrees మన ప్రీవియస్ టెక్నిక్ లో వాట్ ఈస్ ద మెయిన్ డ్రాబ్యాక్ ఫర్ ప్రీవియస్ టెక్నిక్? here we must use, in previous technique, we generate m cap of d, that is 90 degrees out of phase signal. But in this circuit, there is no need. There is no need. So for that purpose, here we use the 4 balanced modulators. For that purpose, here we use 4 balanced modulators. So the third method mainly consists of 4 balanced modulators. Draw the circuit. First observe the construction of the circuit. Here we have one balanced modulator. To generate carrier, here we use EF carrier generator. Here we have 2 types of carrier generators, audio frequency and radio frequency carrier generators. Cos 2 pi FCT and cos 2 pi FCT. But here what is the difference? It is simply as AF carrier generator. That is, it generates low frequency carriers and it generates high frequency carriers. It generates high frequency carriers. After 90 degrees phase shift, it is connected to next balanced modulator, and this output is considered as x2 of t. x2 of t. Since here we connected to 90 degrees phase shift, the signal becomes sine 2 pi FCT. Sine 2 pi FCT. Here also 90 degrees phase shifter. After 90 degrees phase shifter, it is connected to sine 2 pi FCT. If you observe the previous circuit and this circuit, here for m of t, there is no phase shifter. It is directly connected to balanced modulator. It is directly connected to balanced modulator. In previous technique, we have 90 degrees phase shifter. That is to generate out of phase signal. Here we use 90 degrees phase shifter, minus 90 degrees phase shifter. So that is from m cap of t and m of t, we generate SSB wave. So to eliminate that one, why we eliminate that one? It is practically very difficult to generate out of phase signal. So that's why to eliminate that one, here we use 4 balanced modulator circuits. 4 balanced modulator circuits. So that's why the m of t is directly connected to first balanced modulator and this balanced modulator. At the output of this balanced modulator, here we got x2 of t. Finally, again, the signals are considered as y1 of t and y2 of t. At the first stage, balanced modulator, the signal is considered as y1 of t and y2 of t. y2 of t. Now observe the mathematical analysis. Observe the mathematical analysis. First, write the input for first low pass filter. What is the input for first low pass filter? It is the output of balanced modulator, first balanced modulator. We can represent it as x1 of t. x1 of t. So therefore, you write as x1 of t equal to what is m of t? Cos 2 pi fmt, and what is c of t? C of t is cos 2 pi fct or f naught of t. You can mention anyway. In the circuit, he mentioned it as f naught of t. Therefore, here in analysis part also, we write as f naught of t. Cos 2 pi f naught of t. You may consider fc of t also. There is no problem. Here we does not consider my amplitudes. Otherwise, we can take amplitudes also. Already, what is the amplitude for a message signal? AM and AC. In that situation also, there is no problem. But for simplification purpose, here we does not consider the amplitudes. So that's why the signal becomes cos 2 pi fmt into cos 2 pi f naught of f naught t or fct. You can write anyway. So according to cos A cos B, it becomes cos A plus B plus cos A minus B by 2. After that, it can pass through low pass filter. After that, it can pass through low pass filter. What is the purpose of low pass filter here? Which is used to eliminate high frequency signals. Which is used to eliminate high frequency signals. What is the high frequency signal in the above expression? F naught plus Fm or F naught minus Fm? What is the high frequency in the above expression?
F naught plus Fm.
Very good. F naught plus Fm. So therefore, by passing through low pass filter, we completely eliminate the term. So the output of low pass filter becomes of cos 2 pi into F naught minus Fm into t. Of cos 2 pi into F naught minus Fm into t. Now observe the circuit. So that is at this point here we got off and lower frequency term, that is F naught minus Fm into t. Again, this signal is connected to balanced modulator. Here, what is the another signal for balanced modulator? Cos 2 pi fct, but it is a high frequency radio frequency carrier generator, so that's why this carrier frequency is very high. So now what is y1 of t? Y1 of t is this signal into this signal. So that's why now you calculate y1 of t. Y1 of t. What is y1 of t? Half cos 2 pi into f naught minus fm into t into cos 2 pi fct. Cos 2 pi fct. Again in the form of cos A cos B. So therefore, it becomes cos A plus B plus cos A minus B by 2. So therefore, it becomes 1 by 4 into cos 2 pi, cos 2 pi. So fc plus f naught minus fm is one term and another term is fc minus f naught plus fm. Now calculate the second stage. Coming to lower stage, that is for second low pass filter. First you calculate x2 of t. You calculate x2 of t. What is x2 of t? M of t into sine 2 pi f naught t. M of t into sine 2 pi f naught t. So for that purpose, what is m of t? M of t is cos 2 pi fmt sine 2 pi f naught t. Cos A cos sin B. Sin A plus B plus sin A minus B. Then you have this expression that is half into sine 2 pi into f naught plus fm into t plus sine 2 pi into f naught minus fm into t. Now, after passing through low pass filter, again we eliminate high frequency signals. Then at the output of low pass filter, we have of sine 2 pi into f naught minus fm into t. F naught minus fm into t. Now, again this is multiplied with sine 2 pi fct. Because here we apply x2 of t and sine 2 pi fct to balanced modulator. So therefore, the balanced modulator generates the product of two signals, that is this lower frequency signal and sine 2 pi fct. Sine 2 pi fct. So therefore y2 of t can be written as half sine 2 pi f naught minus fm into t into sine 2 pi fct. Sine 2 pi fct. Again in the form of sine A sine B. So after expansion, here we have 1 by 4 into cos 2 pi into fc minus f naught plus fm into t minus cos 2 pi into fc plus f naught minus fm into t. Finally, here we are connected to addition or subtraction, that is y1 of t plus y2 of t, or otherwise y1 of t minus y2 of t. If we perform subtraction, then we got a lower side band. Then we got lower side band, that is half cos 2 pi into f naught plus fc minus fm into t. If we perform addition, then we got upper side band, that is half cos 2 pi into fc minus f naught plus fm. Now, what is the main advantage of this circuit? There is no phase shift network. There is no phase shift network. So that is the first advantage. It does not require a sideband suppression filter or wideband audio phase shift network. Audio phase shift network. The circuit does not contain any critical parts. Any critical parts. Here we have AF carrier generators, so that's why low audio frequencies can also be easily transmitted. And coming to disadvantages, already the circuit, by observing the circuit, it have number of stages, so therefore the circuit is very, very complex compared to previous techniques. Now coming to the comparison. So this comparison topic is very, very important in exam point of view. That is 3 techniques comparison. Once you read this comparison from the above operations, here we write the comparisons, then you easily understand this topic. If any doubt, you ask in next class. Just go through this material, and once you study the comparison between all SSB generation methods, that is filter method, phase shift method, and third method. What is the method used? In the first technique, here we use filter method. That is, with the help of band pass filter, we eliminate one band. So in the next technique, phase shift networks is used. Phase shifting technique is used to remove unwanted sideband. The third method, carrier is shifted by 90 degrees. So go through this all points. These are easily understood. So in the next class, we will go to another topic.